Hello, everyone. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. Once again, I apologize to everyone for bringing these two very bitter. What's that on my hair? These two very, very bitter crones to your screen, but their reaction, classic. This is exactly what bitterness and misery sounds like.
My business, which I think there's been a lot of curiosity about.
Oh, everyone's been talking about this week. Rebecca, what can you tell us, and what did you make of the performance in the video?
So, I've never bothered to learn this woman's name. There's no need. When you look like a slapped ass, you're not worth me knowing your name. But I want you to please take note of the increasing amount of bitterness and anger and resentment as this segment continues.
God, where to start?
Is it wrong of me to call it a performance? But it does seem a bit like, the laugh in just the right place.
Yeah, I mean, look, personally, I'm not one.
I have to say this though. I know this woman, Becky Big Back. According to what the internet says, don't come at me, Becky. I have to give it to her. She's lost weight. The last time I saw her pictures, I think from January last year, she looked awful. I mean, she used to wear this hideous, ugly, flowery dress that the other big back in the game that I know of, Kinsey Schofield, would favor, because I don't know, they told them that if you're overweight, dressing with a curtain is the way to do things, I guess. I have to give props where props are due. Becky, you look good. You've lost weight. Although I never realized how big your head was. But you know what? You seem like you're in good health, and I applaud the effort. I will say though that I always assumed the reason why you were so bitter was because of maybe the weight. Sometimes, hey, look, I'm not the skinniest person in the world, and when I was bigger, I wasn't at my happiest. So I was hoping that you losing weight will kind of make you a nicer person. But alas.
To oppose her making money. She's no longer a member of the working royal family, so she can. Whether this will make her fortune, only time will tell.
Okay, I'm sorry for interjecting as many times as this. These two crones, anybody in the royal, and this is why they're so angry, because they know she's going to make money. This is going to make money. They know it, and this is probably why, I won't spoil it, but this is probably why they're very angry, because they know that for over almost a decade or more even, it's just under a decade, they have tried every way they can to foil this woman. They have tried every way they can to foil this woman, but nothing seems to stick, and that's why they are bitter.
Not something I would personally buy into, but I'm sure there are people who would. But like all things about Meghan, about the Duchess of Sussex, is they're really divisive. So what some people...
Okay. To people who are thinking properly, to people who are not bitter, to people who have a life whose job and money making isn't based on hating on a random stranger they don't know, there's nothing divisive about Duchess Meghan. Nothing. I don't get any vibe from her than she's a valley girl, beautiful girl who has lived a pretty fulfilled life. So this divisive thing, if you don't like Meghan, you are like these two crones, hateful, bitter, and ugly, most likely racist too, and classist. But that's neither here nor there. That's your burden to carry. Sorry, her voice is very grating. I just have to...
People see as kind of her being cool and kooky, other people are saying is totally insufferable and really contrived. And I think that's the trouble is you pick your lane with her about what you want to be in. There were some things I think really struck quite a strange note, particularly for me, the inclusion of Harry at the beginning. You don't actually...
I want you guys to know how much of a sacrifice it is to be listening to these two adult women, these two bitter bitches talk like this, but I do it for y'all and I do it for Meghan. So I need people who are in relationships or people who are happy in their life to explain to me why it is a strange thing for a married woman with a husband who is also a producer in his own right and appears to be really into managing videoing equipment. Why is it a strange thing for him to be in a video with his wife? and she to be in a video with her husband. I need someone to explain this to me. How do you know what? Let me just get through this as quickly as
Actually
possible.
see him, but you can hear his voice telling his wife, who's obviously recording a video, that she's recording. Now, I thought that was quite clunky, and I think personally that was a way to remind people of her royal links without actually having to force her husband to kind of get grubby and sell things.
You need to remember, people know Meghan now. Whether I know every time they talk about it, you can tell it makes them very bitter that people know Meghan. So they always try to say, well, nobody would have known Meghan if not for the fact that she married Harry. And nobody would have known Kate if she hadn't married, what's his name? William. No, nobody would know or give a damn about Camilla if she wasn't married to Charles. What is your point? These women are horrible.
Stand there with a pot of jam.
Yeah, I mean, which and I know from people I've spoken to that that's something he's never really wanted to do.
So let me just be clear. Becky Bighead, all throughout last year, mainly through this channel because I don't ever watch any nonsense or read any nonsense that this woman gave one of the most embarrassing, and I'll post it very soon, I was cringing deep inside. This woman gave one of the most embarrassing posts I've ever read in my life about William that gave me the impression that maybe she has a crush on him, and I was embarrassed for you, Becky. But I want you to understand that this is hateration at its highest degree, at the nth degree. Mess.
You know, it's just doesn't float his boat. And I thought,
sorry, I forgot my point. This woman throughout has always liked to pretend as if she has some sort of insider information. Bitch, you don't know Harry. In fact, going by all the nonsense you were saying last year when they were giving hypotheticals about, is Harry trying to find his way in? I don't even know where they got that information from, but they ran with that nonsense for quite some time. Oh, is Harry trying to find his way in? A palace aide told me, some people from the palace told me, a royal aide, some insiders, some people told me, some experts. They don't have jack. And I'm pretty sure, I'm sorry for playing devil's advocate here, I'm very, very sure they're not getting anything from Kensington Palace, but they are making up nonsense. Experts are themselves, they themselves. The people who have no information about Harry and Meghan are calling themselves experts.
things like that were clunky. And also, what I don't understand is the kind of slight one-upmanship of it in saying, you know, I can't believe we've kept this a secret from you so long. Why not just say, I've got this great business proposal, I'm really excited about it, I hope you're excited about it too. And making the slightly diggy point that, you know, she hasn't been able to do that in
And this is it. This is exactly the problem. This is the issue right here, right there, right there. That is the beginning and the end of everything. I don't even have to play anymore because my brain can only take so much. That is it right there. That is it right there. The fact that they are pissed that they've somehow, okay, yeah, Meghan gave them crumbs with Arrow last year, gave them crumbs with Jam last year, and they used those crumbs and ran with it for an entire year. They created narratives. They tried to tank her business. The Ranger went and used the Arrow logo, I believe, or the Arrow initials to create a domain. They did everything they could, and I'm very sure these people are in cahoots with some of these YouTube haters who are a disgrace, by the way. And despite all that, they did not know, or they could not verify that she had another brand coming. They certainly had no idea that her business partner was going to be Netflix. Let me recap some of the things they were saying last year. Harry wants to come back to the royal fold. Is Harry trying to get back into the royal fold? Meghan and Harry are having a professional separation. Could this bleed into their marriage? Meghan and Harry bought a house in Portugal. That one, I don't even know where they got that from. What was the other one that they were saying? Oh, yes. I've already mentioned the professional separation, which they ran with. In fact, if you observe, because for some reason they were convinced this couple was breaking up, they started covering Harry nicer. Oh, you know what? Harry is really shining. This is where you see him at his best. This is when you see him at his element, not looking bored, going on royal tours. Oh my God, the royal tours, which were fantastic, by the way. And the talking point that they also ran with, they're getting divorced. Harry wants to come back. He wants to come back. Meghan won't let him go. Oh my God. And Meghan and Harry, just by Meghan joining Twitter, I think she joined Twitter 1st of January, in literally a day, destroyed over 9 months of speculation, lies, insider information based on just being happy and looking in love. The Invictus Games, which is a disgrace, none of these people even bothered to cover. The only thing they did was to call out stupid tabloid things, an opportunity for injured servicemen to get their dignity back. Something that a feel-good story. They didn't care about that. No, they wanted to complain about lies about Meghan, lies about Harry. They wanted to kiki and laugh when Trump insulted Meghan because Trump is an asshole. So it's kind of like interesting. And the most painful thing for them too was the so-called insiders that were telling them that the deal with Netflix was a flop. That's what they were praying for. They didn't see this Netflix deal coming at all. They had no information. And that is what pisses them off. And that's what continues to piss them off. So people who say they support, to the people who hate Meghan, to the people who hate Harry, to people who hate Harry and Meghan, and for whatever reason decide to listen to this clown and that other crone and all the other people online, Popcorn Planet and the Signal, who's a sexual predator from what I found. Don't worry, I'll get into him. What's her name? Steph the Nerd, that psychopath Taz, Gummy, RNN. They don't have any information. They are literally taking your misguided hate and using it to pay their rent. These people have been proven time and time again to have Jack F.O. And that is what pisses them off. All that speculation only for Meghan to come out on top. She is going to be very rich on this deal. And they can't tank it because Netflix is merchandising. Netflix is going to give that woman a platform to sell. So there's nothing you can do. There's no physical store to attack. There's no physical brand to attack. If you want to get access to her brand, you have to buy it, love. So even if you're buying it to be spiteful, you're still spending money that's going into Meghan's pocket. And that is what is killing them. They hate it. They can't get her. They can't, because how are you going to go against a $400 billion company? So I guess in closing, this video has gone on very long. I will say this. Is it not easier just to stand Meghan Markle? I'm sorry, Duchess Meghan. Meghan is an inspiration to all of us, women of color. She is a masterclass on how to protect your peace from relentless bullying and cruelty, and how to always ensure you've got your money up. I wish you all a wonderful day, because I'm not watching this whole garbage. I wish you all a wonderful day. I want to remind everyone that Meghan is coming back on the 7th. Sorry, no, she's not coming back. She's coming back bigger on the 7th of March. I will have my camera set up. Please, I'm going to start advertising. I'm going to give a recap. I'm going to watch everything every second and give you guys the tea. Please, please, please subscribe. I hope you will enjoy my recaps, because as you can see, I'm very expressive. And yeah, I look forward to getting into the journey with you. And of course, I'm going to buy some Meghan merchandise. We've got to support the Duchess. She's going to be a billionaire. Duchess Meghan, mark my words, mark me. Duchess Meghan is going to be the first self-made royal billionaire without costing the British taxpayer 1 penny. Have a good day. Please like and subscribe and share.